did have two face hunters early on in the tournament. Those two guys have been eliminated as far as I know. So game number 1 is about to start here. Overcast versus Sword. One of these players is going home, and the other player is going to face Robin in the losers finals.
Yep, pretty reasonable start for the Paladin here. Nothing too crazy. Maybe throw away the Consecrate because it's not too heavily needed against Druid, especially because you've got nothing to like coin it out quickly or anything. So, he throws everything else. Okay, I'm kind of surprised he threw the what was it, the Aldor Peacekeeper as well? Yeah, that's a bit of an odd one. Because it really, Aldor Peacekeeper alone can just lock down like the scary like double innovate turn 1 sort of shenanigans that you can see.
Which we do see sometimes come out, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen today. No ramp for Sword. And Sword yesterday had a very greedy play with his mulligan where he kept Wildgrowth double innovate, hoping he'd draw something big to play. And in the end, he ended up drawing like Wrath, Swipe, Force of Nature.
Yeah, he drew something like six or 7 spells in a row. And just had nothing to actually play, which was definitely rough.
And he doesn't have a swipe here, so this Massive Battle might just stick around. Bit of a slow start for Sword here, unfortunately for him. Big Game Hunter again, another withdraw. Just has to use the hero power here to clean up one of the 1/1s.
Yeah, it's not too terrible. The Paladin doesn't really have anything too great to follow up with except hero power at the moment. We'll see what he draws into. Yeah, the Consecrate. He has an okay curve, but just nothing to really gain tempo. And the problem is, a lot of the time, you might want to play Peacekeeper to keep sort of running with your advantage early on. But the problem is, it runs directly into like a horrendous swipe, so that would be kind of rough.
Speaking of innovates here, he did have an option to double innovate Dr. Boom at that point, but actually I think this works out a lot better. He doesn't Wild Growth there. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Wild Growth probably wouldn't do too much, as he is almost certainly going to innovate next turn into Boom, so that's not too terrible.
And again, kind of a withdraw here for Overcast, not finding a Shredder, or even a Keeper of Alderman to give that 1/1 a bit of a damage boost. Is it going to be Hero Power Pass again?
Definitely tough. Maybe just Hero Power, maybe just hit and equip the weapon ready for next turn.
Yeah, I like that.
So otherwise your hand's looking a little bit cloggy because you want to play probably Sludge Belch next turn, and then you're probably going to hit the point where you want to play Peacekeeper, turn after. So maybe just equip the weapon and hope the Druid doesn't have Harrison.
Otherwise, you're just Hero Power and passing again. And that seems kind of weak. I mean, yeah, hit him with a weapon, you'll have 1 charge left, you might as well equip a new weapon, ready to deal with any threats that come down. If he has Harrison, it's unfortunate, but I think it's a lot better than playing passively at this point.
Yep, and we see it doesn't have Harrison. We are going to see the Innovate into... Oh, double Innovate. Oh, okay. So he's kind of playing around big game hunter here, which is nice.
Yeah, Scenarios is going to actually stick around for a little bit. Scenarios hasn't really done a lot for these players in the tournament. He hasn't really had any standout performances, but at this situation, a turn 5 Scenario is very strong.
Yeah, I agree. This is kind of awkward to deal with. He has Consecrate, but that's all he can do.
Aldo?
Yeah, he can't even kill. Yeah, maybe Aldor's okay. Maybe you do just play Belcher. I don't. No, Belcher won't do enough. Yeah, maybe just Aldor hero power. It feels kind of bad though.
I mean, the problem with Belcher is that Scenarios just smacks it down, and then the other 2/2 will clean up the rest of it. And Scenarios will still be sitting as a 5/5, which is a bit of a threat. I do like kind of Aldor here, hero power. It does feel kind of weaker than playing on curve to a Belcher, but Belcher on his own, like you said, just doesn't do enough.
Oh, he's going to go for Consecrate, okay. Just leave the 5/8 on.
Does he hit it with the weapon? No, he just passes. Double Wild Growth. Withdraws coming from Druid once again. I might as well use 1 Wild Growth, I imagine. I wouldn't use 2nd one, that might come a bit more handy as card draw, but he does have board. I mean, It wasn't a great draw for Sword, but Overcast is not exactly drawing well himself. But now we're starting to come to the turns where Overcast can actually do something a bit more threatening with his hand.
Yep, even just Sylvanas seems okay at this point. He's going to go for the Although Peacekeeper doesn't want to take any more damage. Maybe afraid of a combo, because that does add a lot of extra damage.
Well, considering in the last set we watched, we saw 2 ridiculous combo turns coming from 2 Druid players. I think it was like 28 damage from one combo, and then he had a... So it's maybe he's just a little worried after what he's seen recently.
Yeah. There's the boom, and we can see that, you know, he's had BGH in his hand all game, so we'll be able to straight away just snipe that guy.
Oh, and an Argus to follow up as well, so he can actually play on curve, which is really nice for him. So you can BGH and you can Argus up the BGH and the Aldor, I suppose, or you can just Argus up the Zombie Chow.
Yeah, I think this is fine. He has more health, and you don't really care about hitting the Druid. At this point, you just need to sort of wrestle for that board control.
So you can start clearing these boom bots. Clearing Scenarios is actually pretty decent as well. And not
yeah,
that
if it gets silenced.
Yeah. I don't think it will, but you never know. That might be a play. That would be a bit devastating. He swings the face here, leaving these two boom bots up. See if they do anything. Finley, not the best draw, I suppose, but Savage Roar. Okay. Wants to clear this board. Savage Roar is definitely a way to do it. Oh, it hits face.
Oh, and he takes out with a boom bot as well. That's really nice.
Low Fev Finley now?
Yeah, he's on enough health to not really need that extra like little bit of armor, I guess.
Dude, hero power, steady shot, or armor up? Whew, that's a tough one. Steady shot doesn't really play to the strength of his hand. Dude seems pretty decent because it just guarantees he gets a minion.
Yeah, and the good use of his next few turns, he has BGH, Wild Growth, and Keeper. So at least his turn, he can do something on board that's useful as opposed to, you know, just playing one of these as like a tempo card, which would definitely suck.
So now Overcast can answer with his own Doctor Boom if he chooses. It's not mana efficient, but it is a power play. And we do know Sword has a BGH sitting in the back there. So he may consider the BGH in general as well. Think, does he have a BGH? Would playing Doctor Boom cripple me if he was able to use that on him? So Sylvanas seems a bit weak. Belcher doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah, we could Belcher and then clear the Lothar.
Yeah. And just hero power, and that just leaves the Murloc left, Finley. And he's not going to be able to do much on his own. Goes to the boom play here, so gonna be able to take a little bit of a risk here. Clears up the low fab, I imagine. Yep, clears the low fab, and now the initiative is on board for him, but BGH will definitely change things. One? No, not enough. And Forsen's going to come down. It doesn't hit anything that exciting, but it's a 5/5 body.
Yep, it's still fine. You put the pressure on the board, and now even, yeah, you can play Sylvanas, but that's slow. And suddenly he's pressuring with, what, 9 to 10 damage on board? And then anything else. And, you know, for all he knows, he's got combo in hand. That's the problem, isn't it?
You always think about that, right? Has he got combo? Belcher...
He can't... The problem is, like, he could heal bot, which feels safe, but then you can't really do anything else significant. He needs to see where this boom bot goes first, I think.
Yeah, hit with the boom bot first. Hopefully, for him, it'll clear the big game hunter, I guess would be the best target. Because, yeah.
I mean, does that 4 damage to that 1 health BGH? Okay. So now he has 6... I mean, he's dead to combo anyway if he doesn't play Belcher or heal bot. But part of me still just likes... Oh, I think Belcher Shredder is probably the best to get him back in the game.
Belcher Shredder definitely helps. I mean, there may be some value to silence in Forsen, but with just 2 cards in hand, I wouldn't worry too much about him at this point. Yeah, Belcher Shredder is definitely the strongest kind of direction here. Oh no, he is going for the silence. Okay, that's fine too. Ancient of Law, that's a great pickup there for Sword. Can get a lot of card draw going now, and even if these draws whiff, he still has a wild growth to cycle through as well.
Do you actually want to silence this Belcher?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oh, I kind of like it.
Just keep putting pressure on. You can clear the Owl, hit him for 5. And then you got Swipe in hand, but you I think if you silence this Belcher, you might be saying to your opponent, I'm ready to kill you next turn. I might put him in a bit into panic mode, so it could create a good mind game.
Yeah, this could be pretty nice.
Yep. So he takes him to 13 and says, do you have an answer to my combo? And puts Overcast kind of in the reactive seat, trying to deal with what he thinks Sword can do next turn. And he still has 2 5/5s to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's no nice way to actually deal with all of this at all. And then if he plays Healbot, then he can follow up with Shredder, but then what does that actually do? That's the problem. Like, he can't play round combo because he's dead no matter what, I think. 8 will go to 20, kills 2. Kills the 5 off, but there's still too much damage. Yeah, so you can't play around combo. So I don't know if like Sylvanas Hero Power Boombot or Sylvanas Shredder is going to be better.
Yeah, I guess if he's gonna, I think he has to heal bot, regardless if he's got combo or not, because a swipe is just enough as well. Maybe it's just a Shredder to follow up as well, and just try and clear what he can. Maybe just clear one of the 5/5s.
Yeah, I think he does have to. He definitely has to clear 5/5. It's too much damage. It's just a shame that he has to lose 2 minions there. Now he's still behind on board.
So no combo just yet, although he can find it with a very lucky wild growth here. If he finds Savage Roar now, he'll probably be very happy. Hearthstone is not it, but still the pressure is on Overcast here. The Druid is still in quite a dominating board position, and now he gets a swipe as well, so he can swipe a minion, keep clearing the board, and keep putting a lot of pressure on his life total.
Yeah, I like swipe. I just like swiping House because you just keep saying to the Paladin like, how are you actually going to answer this? Seems really strong.
And once again, the Druid is in the driver's seat here with the board and the kind of life pressure, and Overcast needs to find something to do, because that 5/5 is still sitting strong and he doesn't have an answer for it. Sylvanas is pretty much going to be all he's going to basically hope on Sylvanas here, but as we can see, there's a Force of Nature in hand, so Sword should be able to clear this up this game with just that, right? He's working at the maths. Yep.
Yep, he can. Should be fine. So we're going to see Sword take the first game with his Druid versus the Paladin. And oh, we do have he has Hunter still. I forgot that he had Hunter.
Oh, so he's one of the Face Hunter players. Him and Chloe were the 2 players with the Face Hunter. So 1-0 to Sword so far. You know, if you guys are new to kind of this tournament and this stream, Sword is one of the accomplished Chinese players in this tournament right now, recently winning $40,000 from iLeague. So, you know, he's one of the favorites to kind of take this. Him and probably Roy, but of course, if you've been watching as well, Nicholas has done a very good job securing his win and getting into grand finals. But onto this game, Overcast did lose against the Druid. And Sword has an aggro shaman left, control warrior, if I believe, and his own paladin. I think that's correct.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
So next, Sword has got quite a few options going to the next game. I imagine he's gonna go. It looks like, actually, before I mention that, Overcast has already switched his deck, so Overcast is actually going to his Face Hunter for the next game. And this is one of two face hunters that have been in this tournament. No mid-range hunters, no hybrid hunters. So Hunter has definitely fallen out of the metagame quite a bit. And that's really unusual for Hunter in Hearthstone, because Hunter generally just sticks around all the time.
Yeah, I think because like Hunter's very straightforward, and also so far it's gained nothing from the new cards from the expansion. So I think because it's so standard and straightforward, everyone's building like pretty powerful decks overall. With the new cards, so it's hard to play a class that's actually gained pretty much nothing from that.
I mean, we still have Dart Trap to see how that does in the future, and the Camel. But at the moment, Hunter doesn't have much going on. As for Sword, he's got the Aggro Shaman. Pretty standard list, apart from he's running the double Unbound Elemental instead of the Wolf Riders. And he's got a Stormforged Axe as well, which is interesting. A lot of variations of the Aggro Shaman kind of floating around from different players from different regions. So it's interesting to see how they build them differently.
Yeah, I've been seeing a few people play Stormforged Axe on the EU side at least, but again, I'm just a firm believer in the Unbound Elementals. They're just too slow. I think that if you look at the rest of the deck, like everything else is just way fast, and then you have another 3-drop. You're already running 4 3-drops, 6 if you count the lava bursts. So like I don't know. I think it's a little bit too slow. By the time it's down and gained any sort of buff, the game's probably decided by then anyway.
It's definitely a card that helps you win more overall. Yeah. Whereas Wolf Rider, which is another common kind of pick in that deck, does kind of the instant damage. But yeah, let's see if he can get a win with the Aggro Shaman, or is the Hunter going to prevail? Overall, the Hunter... I mean, I've played against a couple of Hunters with Aggro Shaman, but I find I generally beat them faster than they can beat me. Because you just have so much burst. Like Hunter doesn't have a lot of Hunter has a lot of sustainable damage that leads up to burst, whereas I find that Shaman, especially with the right cards, has just lots of like jolts of burst damage which can take you down.
Yeah, and especially with the 2 Trogs into Lightning Bolt openers, pretty reasonable a lot of the time.
Yeah, double Trog is fantastic, and it's amazing how much this card has influenced the Shaman class and created revived an archetype that hasn't been used for over a year.
Yeah, I mean the old face Shaman was relying effectively mech Shaman, so it relied on the sort of mech synergies to get ahead and do that kind of damage. Whereas this is just all about raw aggression and a lot of burst from hand actually.
And another Trog going to be able to come down here with a Lepino. And he can clear that guy as well, which is good, because this is what's big with the Trogs, that they actually have 3 health, so they can trade really well. They survive explosive trap. It's really decent in this matchup actually. Yep, and that 3 health also makes them harder to kill when they get buffed as well, so just making them a bit more problematic for some players. Overcast here. I imagined explosive trap's going to come down, and the face hunter's playing a little defensively here, but he gets a full board clear, which is pretty important at this point for him.
Is there a world in which you don't attack? Is he going to roll for Healing Totem?
Healing Totem, is that going to be he's going to need 2 turns, 2 ticks of it. You'd have to not attack, heal, and then not attack again and heal.
He's going to go for it. Oh, uh-oh. Now suddenly that feels bad.
I guess he's going to leave these minions up for trading at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. And now the issue with the Hunter is, I just like playing Unleash and go face. Yeah. Actually, no. No. I thought you had more than 3 mana. I kind of like Wolf Rider instead. Or is he going to trade? Because if he trades, it makes the explosive trap not as good. No, he's going to do 4.
That's fine. Oh, Doomhammer, very important card. In this, well, just in general for the Shaman. Can't stress out enough. They run 2 copies. That's how important it is. So,
Yeah, and you don't run 2 copies because you want to play 2 in the game. You run 2 copies so you're more guaranteed to draw 1. as it effectively doubles your chances of drawing the card.
And again, clears the board, so very defensive play coming from Sword since the explosive trap has gone down. Hero power pass? Oh, just going for the quick shot. And there we go. So steady damage coming from the Face Hunter as you would expect. Doomhammer gets to come down now, which is excellent for Sword, because now he can start dealing his own amount of damage. But he's already quite a bit behind, 17 health. Going into the Hunter's turn 5, the Face Hunter's kind of on track, I think, as far as damage is concerned.
Yeah, Wolf Rider and Hero Power looks pretty nice this turn for another 5 damage, so... And then he has Burn straight from his hand, which is always nice. You don't have to worry about those there. So one of the cards that can really lock Hunter out is the Foul Spirit, because the 2/2/3s are really rough to actually deal with for a Face Hunter. But he's not got to worry about that for now, at least. And by the time he might have to worry about it, it might just be too late anyway.
What's he thinking about here? Hero Power is pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, I think Hero Power. There's no reason why not at this point.
Take him down to 12. And you still have Quick Shot, Owl, Kill Command. It's just lots of damage to finish off this game when he needs to.
His mind games in his opponent, making him think he's got something else. I don't know what though.
What? I don't understand that play.
He wants a beast on the board for Kill Command next turn, I guess.
But you can he'll just clear up with Doomhammer.
Can he afford to though? I think that's the thing. Can he afford to actually?
Can.
Yeah, I guess so. It's definitely a tough one.
Interesting. So I guess he can Leponome, hit the Owl, and Lightning Bolt the Wolf Rider if he's feeling that at risk. Or he's just gonna lose. Yeah, I think this is gonna 5, 7, 10. Actually, he's one off here, the Hunter. Unless he gets unless he gets an abusive, right?
5, 4, 6. Yeah.
One off, so very good play from Sword then. Pushing in some damage himself. When you're trying to squeeze the winner, he gets 2 damage guaranteed from the Leponome. 4 damage, 6, 2 lightning bolts for another 6, that's 12. So he needs another burst spell, or he needs a spell power totem, and he can win next turn. This is interesting how it's kind of flipped. Just because the Hunter's just 1 damage away from finishing it.
Yeah, he needs to judge how much damage. And how much damage has the Shaman got? He's got 4, he's got 10, 12. So the Shaman's actually 2 damage off at the moment as well. But one, like a spell power totem could change that. But also, like, there's so much burn in the Shaman's deck. I do think I think this is fine. Oh, he's proccing it. I mean, does this change anything? I don't think this changed anything. The Leponome does 2 damage regardless.
So he needs to roll the totem, then lightning bolt twice. Oh, he can attack the Leponome first. Depends. This is just explosive, right? Yeah, it makes a difference.
Yeah, it's double explosive.
So yeah, he needs to roll the totem now, and if he doesn't, it's going to be game over. It's a 1 in 4 chance here of him winning the game.
Go, Shaman Totem.
Oh. That.
Whiffed.
Now he has to lightning bolt the 2 minions. And the kill command hero power is just going to be enough to close out this game.
He's drawing it, has to make it a little bit more flashy. Oh, go roll Huffer.
Roll Huffer.
Even though it could lose you the game.
Oh man. So there we go. Game number 2 going to go over to Overcast here. And, tied the series 1-1.
Yep. So he's going to have his Shaman again to deal with. Sword has his Shaman. What were his other classes? Shaman, and he has his Warrior and Warlock versus the Paladin, Druid, and Warlock from Overcast.
Yep.
So yeah, still pretty even, just 1-1. Lots to still play for, as we saw. I mean, even going 3-0 up doesn't guarantee a win sometimes. So still a lot going on, and could go either way at the moment. I think both players have played fairly well so far. They weren't too bad. There weren't any real plays I thought I disagreed with at the time.
Maybe just the Owl, because ultimately the Owl made no difference. He didn't even clear it. He was still 1 damage off lethal.
Yeah, the Owl's... Yeah, the Owl, he would have done 2 damage anyway. It didn't proc the kill command, but maybe the chance of it proccing the kill command, I don't know. I personally wouldn't have done it, so yeah, maybe I wouldn't have done that one. But overall, he played pretty well, I think.
Yeah, you managed to tie up the series. Aggro Shaman will be back, trying to get a win with its kind of explosive, impactful play. Control Warrior as well, and Demon Zoo left for Sword. As for Overcast, he still has his Paladin, his own Druid as far as I remember, and I can't remember his last deck.
Who's that? Overcast?
Overcast was
Warlock,
it Warlock to do as well, or was it Handlock?
Pass.
It might be Handlock, actually. There was one Handlock player in the tournament. We've seen so many... because it's a best of 7, we've seen so many decks over the last 2 days. We've seen like 4 decks from each player, and there's been 8 players, so a lot of decks. Kind of to try and remember. I mean, we've seen a lot of Zoo, we've seen a lot of Druid, we've seen a lot of Paladin, but there's kind of been a mixed match of things with the other decks as well. So here we go. Yep, Handlock. Demon Handlock.
Yeah, this is nice as well because it's not too common anymore. A lot of people are either playing Reno, Lock, or Zoo, especially in this in the Chinese tournament. We've only really seen Zoo play the majority, and just this one Handlock, I believe. So kind of good to take. It's still a good deck, and to take people off guard a little bit, not expecting it really.
Well, we've had Demon Zoo, Demon Handlock, 1 Reno, and 1 Dragon Warlock. So we've had a lot of variety as far as Warlocks are concerned. And this list overall just looks pretty standard. 1 Owl, only 1 Owl, only 1 BGH, but that's fine too. It's actually packing Siphon Soul, which is a card that kind of cycled out of the meta for a long time, but as of recently has been kind of coming back into the Reno decks because it's just like a one-of, which can be pretty powerful. But it also feels like this Handlock wants to squeeze in a Siphon Soul into the Demon variation, and he's going to go into a Warlock Mirror actually against Sword, which I just mentioned is running Demon Zoo. So Demon Zoo versus Demon Handlock.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be a tough one. I mean, the usual way this goes is Zoo builds up early, Handlock has to try and clear, and then if Handlock gets the Molten Taunts, Zoo has a real big problem with punching through big taunt minions. He's running 1 Owl, which would be good if he can hold off, but a lot of the time there's still a lot of minions you need to Owl earlier than that.
And Zoo, most of the time, unless the Handlock draws really bad, has to take a couple of risks. Kind of judge... Maybe sometimes actually just be aggressive and hope they don't have the Molten if they can't finish the game off. So it looks like Sword will probably be making most of the risky plays here, whereas things will be more reactive for Overcast in response to what Sword does.
Yep, the Molten Giant's pretty nice to have in the opening hand actually, just so you've got it and you can actually play more, a bit more loose with your life. And knowing that you do have the Molten Giant, probably looking for a taunt pretty soon, but he's got a powerful turn 4 no matter what he decides. He's got two Drakes and 2 Void Caller. And actually against Zoo, Void Caller into Void Caller is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's pretty strong because they probably won't want to clear it. But the Drake is the one that really stands out, I suppose. Having those high health 4 attack minions will be able to take at least 2 to 3 to 1 in most cases, unless the silence comes down. And here we go, early pressure coming from Sword here. Overcast gets to coin out something here, be it a Caller or a Drake. I quite like Drake No, actually, no, I think Caller's fine at the moment. It depends. He still needs to deal with the Void Walker. Void Caller has enough attack to deal with it.
Yeah, I think coining Drake's okay. It's got so much health. And if you use Silence on a Drake now, you're pretty happy as the Handlock.
I think he's chose Caller here just because he wants to get one on the field, just to get that Mal'Ganis quite early if he can. But not only that, he can clear the Void Walker with the free attack on its own, and then the Drakes can deal with the other minions later on. Oh, what we get to see? Either one's fine, really.
Yeah, it's the Void Caller.
That's fine. I mean, he's guaranteed a Mal'Ganis so far, unless he draws another demon. But all the demons in this deck are very powerful. Oh, that's a good play right there. And he can clear this, and he gets Mal'Ganis down. Things looking good for Overcast already.
Yeah, this is pretty nice. He's actually 1 damage off clearing it this turn as well, so he's probably going to take 9 to face.
Yeah, and there's no risk of Molten Giants from Sword's side, so this 9 to face is going to hurt. And now he can actually low-fab, lock out any power overwhelmings that could come up, and this Mal'Ganis is going to stick around for a while.
Yeah, kind of rough. He can clear the Mal'Ganis. If he chooses to. Oh no.
No, that's
this is rough.
He should have just played Doomguard, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know what he was tapping into. Maybe an Argus. But it's kind of rough, and now he's got 2 Doomguard in hand.
Well, he can clear the low fab at least. And develop the 4/4. Get another egg down.
Another 9 damage, though. And a free life tap as well, which is really important. He can life tap and play the Drake. Oh, just taunt. Oh.
He can play the Drake and taunt. Yeah, and protect.
You should just taunt the Drake, though.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Not Mal'Ganis as well.
Yeah, that's excellent for him. He can, again, swing for 9 as well. And, yep, he goes for it. Very nice play there from Overcast. And he actually clears a Direwolf Alpha. Yeah, he wants... That's good as well, because he doesn't want the egg to pop just yet.
Yep, and he can now play with the Doomguard and the 1/1 into the 4/6, and then the 4/4 into the Mal'Ganis. He's trying to make that other Doomguard not go. Go on, what is it? Oh, and he gets the worst one. Oh my god.
The one he could have just played anyway, right?
That's actually pretty horrible.
So the one thing Mal'Ganis did quite early on for Overcast here, he didn't give him many opportunities to tap and kind of find more cards. So now he's kind of low on hand, which is quite unusual for handlock most cases. But he was able to kind of stabilize board, and most of the threats from Sword have gone. He probably just has a Dr. Boom left.
Yeah, but the thing is, he has a... Yeah, this is good, because he has Molten, so he can just keep tapping on the handlock side, which is pretty nice.
Ooh, Owl's a nice pickup there.
Owl into Argus.
Yeah, Owl into Argus. And then he can pop his egg as well and clear the Drake. Yep, this is looking pretty good now. Huh.
Yeah, I'd put it on the Owl, I think.
Yeah?
I mean, we can see that if you put it on the Doomguard, it plays around Hellfire. He has to run the... he has to run the 2/3 in, actually. Yeah, I think this is... Oh, this is nice. I like this.
Mortal Coil would be just beautiful right now. Doesn't find it, though. So he can... If he Hellfires, he can play Molten, right? Yep. Now you can just slam a Molten Giant down.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
be just Molten heal, feel pretty safe. And then again, like, never mind having no cards and being in a rough position anyway, Zoo can't really deal with Molten Giants that well. 2
Doomguards are gone. Molten Giant's pretty safe right now. Yes, I have double power overwhelming.
There are some Zoo decks that have been running BGH, but I don't think this one does. That's definitely kind of rough.
So we can now power overwhelm and clear, play Low Feb and Flame Imp if he wants. But he's dead, thanks to Doomguard. So Doomguard from
that's going to be game.
Is going to clear, finish off this game. And Overcast goes 2-1 up against Sword here. The Demon Handlock beaten the Zoo, and only Druid Paladin left for him.
Yeah, that matchup went pretty much as expected. It's not so obviously the early Mal'Ganis was huge, but in general, the handlock does have an advantage versus Zoo. Purely because it can just deal with a lot of the enemy minions and then just put up a taunt wall if required, and it just struggle to punch through that kind of damage.
I mean, the Demon Handler actually kind of went toe-to-toe with the Zoo. As far as minion trading and kind of aggression went, the Mal'Ganis being able to swing for 9 was huge as well, and being able to protect it as well for as long as he did made Sword invest a lot of resources into clearing it instead of just kind of doing that face damage. But yeah, overall, Sword and Overcast played pretty well, I think. Apart from some questionable taps, I think, from Sword. I think there was an opportunity where Sword could have just played Doomguard. He would have lost like an egg and something. He could have cleared the Mal'Ganis, and then the next turn he would have just drawn Doomguard again, which would have been perfect. But he was a bit greedy on the tapping.
Yeah, I think it was risky when you have to tap for Argus, and if it's anything but Argus, it's bad. Then like it's a little bit too much. I think when you're dealing with Mal'Ganis on the board. So
next up, I can imagine Overcast might just queue his Paladin here, keep the Druid for last. I don't think it really matters because I'm pretty sure there's a Secret Paladin and a mid-range Druid, so both of those decks are really strong right now and can have the ability to kind of bring a Conquest game to its close. Whereas Overcast, on the other hand, he still has Control Warrior, Aggro Shaman, and the Zoo, and he looks like he's going back into the Zoo here. And this is going to be, if I remember rightly, Secret Paladin coming from Overcast.
Yeah, it looks like it could be, although the Zombie Chow's not the most common Secret Paladin pick.
Zombie Chow is a great pickup, though. That whole hand's excellent.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. I mean, you wonder how important the Juggler is over something like Minibot, because the Juggler doesn't do anything this early and without muster in hand as well, but if the Juggler survives just one turn, he can go into Coghammer, then that's really nice.
Wow, what a curve coming for... Actually, this might be mid-range Paladin. I don't think it is Secret. I think Zombie Chow says a lot, but Tice was running Zombie Chow in his Secret Paladins during the last StarLadder LAN finals.
Yeah, it's definitely not unheard of to have Zombie Chow, because again, like with Secret Paladin, you don't want to get rushed down early, and if you go a little bit later, then you go into your turn 6, 7, 8 to win the game. So Zombie Chow's still reasonable early on.
This is tough. If you play Knife Juggler, it just gets taken out. If you don't play Knife Juggler, one of the Flame Imps can survive and just trade into the 1/1, and it makes Coghammer a lot weaker. So this is kind of a tough opening to deal with right now. Yep, he just goes face here. Actually, I like that. Just increase the chances of getting a Coghammer target and maybe allowing Sword to be a bit greedy.
Yeah, now are the Flame Imps going to go face? I think that's the question.
No, he does clear up. He just knows that Coghammer is a card that's been used quite a lot.
He knows Coghammer is a card, yeah.
Well. Oh, BGH. He can't even play that. So Coghammer does get his wasted battle cry here, not finding any targets, but he has to play it just to clear up the Dark Peddler.
We're just going to see Egg pass, which, it's okay, gets the Egg on the board, and now he does have Power Overwhelming to actually proc it if required, so that seems pretty reasonable so far. It's just the rest of his turn doesn't feel great. Well, the rest of his hand, should I say. Kind of needs to draw into something, or maybe even tap into a low drop to make it a little bit better.
Yeah, get the Argus to get 2 targets instead of 1. As for Overcast here, again, kind of not much going on. He doesn't want to turn the Egg into a 3/3. You can clear it, the Egg, and turn into a 3/3, but it's only losing +1/+1. -1/-1, sorry. And it just doesn't feel good at all, so just going to drop the dude here. And I imagine a Mortal Coil would be a nice... Oh, actually, that's even better. I'd just play that. So keeping the 1/1 alive is going to give him an opportunity to ultimate, at least, if he wants to.
Yep, I think you got to be wary though, because the Void Call is down now. If Mal'Ganis comes out, you're probably going to want to Alderman that. He does have BGH for it though, so maybe he can be a little bit more free with the Alderman.
Yeah, I think so.
Just if you play the Alderman on the 1/1 now, then it still dies to Void Caller.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. But what else would you play in this situation? You're going to equality clear and BGH the Mal'Ganis you've predicted that's going to come out, but that's very unlikely. I think Alderman just probably feels like the best card here, at least. I mean, he hasn't got anything else stronger. Hero Power Pass would just be so passive, and Mortal Coil will be able to clean that up. Not that he knows he has it, but Yep, it's not like he's just going to go for it. Oh, he's going to clear it out. Mal'Ganis is going to come down and deja vu. I guess Mal'Ganis has switched allegiances during this match. Last game it helped Overcast win. This time it's a little bit rougher for him.
Yeah, kind of a tough play still though. I think he needs to tap at this point.
Doomguard, if he keeps his Argus, Doomguard wouldn't be too bad. Because then he can use the Mal'Ganis to go face and use a Doomguard to clear. I personally prefer Doomguard here. Because it allows him to put 9 damage to the face here. And then if he BGHs it, at least he still has a Doomguard, right?
Yeah, still pretty nice. It'll be 5/6.
Oh, wow, that's awesome draw for him there. BGH into Alder, Peacekeeper. Just locking down the board here.
Yeah, and this is something that Paladin excels at, especially with Keeper of Alderman as well. It's there's just so many ways to just... It's similar to what we saw from the Priest deck. You just control the board and then win through that kind of power as opposed to anything else. So it feels like he's just got really ahead now. He can play Voidcaller. Is he not going to... Okay. Okay, I mean, that's okay. It's just if you play Voidcaller, then he gets the free Imp Gang Boss if the trade, so that's always good. But I suppose he just plays the Imp Gang Boss and clears off the BGH is more important.
Yeah, just get rid of some of the threats there. Because the Imp Gang Boss will just be taken out by the BGH otherwise. And maybe Voidcaller can find a better target. There is definitely another Doomguard in this deck, I'm pretty sure. Sylvanas are definitely going to make this a little awkward for Sword. Because that egg... is not in a process of getting popped just yet. Maybe Peddler can find something to help him. No, Power Overwhelming, that helps. But still, Sylvanas will have an impact on the board here.
I mean, you can run it in, you can play the other egg, and then Power Overwhelming the other egg to kill it, and then just hope it steals something bad, but it doesn't really feel great.
Another egg gonna be coming down. Power Overwhelming. Oh, okay, so just he clears the free? Yeah. So still potential. I mean, Sylvanas can't kill herself just yet without any quality. But that would seem just kind of a waste.
Yeah, because then you're still in a 1 health minion anyway, so...
Although, she could just hit the egg and Equality Consecrate this board. Or if he's feeling a bit more safe, now Sylvanas can kind of leverage things here. Just lay on hands and replenish.
Yeah, I think maybe lay on hands and kill the 4/4 with Sylvanas is fine.
Boy, you're not Equality in now. You clear the egg first, right? Unless she's gonna, she clears the 1/1 from the Ink Gang Boss.
Yeah, that's true. Steals the 4/4. Well, that's better.
Yeah.
Okay, you win this round. Yeah, it's pretty good. He gets to steal the full 4/4 here. That's not bad. And then Argus for next turn might actually swing this game pretty hard in the Paladin's favour.
Although Implosion is definitely going to change that. And that Consecrate's just been used as well.
Oh!
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. When you juggle, it hits like a bastard. Just nothing matters.
You still got an opportunity to draw something to go with Argus here. Or you can just Hero Power. And then Argus. And then clear the Knife Juggler. And kind of... The board is going very back and forth at the moment, which is quite nice to see in these kind of matchups.
Does have a lot of card draw with Lay on Hands and Sun Vigil in hand. Yeah, I'm going to see...
Yep. 2
Trade, Vigil... And he draws into Muster, pretty nice, and a mini-bot. So nothing massive, but definitely nice to just continue battling for that board.
Whereas, on the other hand, Sword isn't drawing any of the nice stuff right now. No Dr. Boom, no second Doomguard. But he does get a lot of little taunt minions, and these should be enough for now, at least, to deal with what Overcast has to offer.
Yeah, it seems pretty good.
Oh, there's a bit late, but
Yeah, I'm just working out how much Consecrate does. Yep, this is pretty good. And do you just leave the? You can just leave the void caller up and not really worry. There's no cards in hand, and the odds on him actually tapping into a specifically like good demon are pretty low, and he's only on 12 as well. Oh wow, can you tap into lethal?
I
Oh,
don't think so.
did he not have a Doom Guard? That would have been lethal.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, Doomguard would have been enough. I need to work out if the Paladin can actually kill him.
Do you expect 4 damage? Oh, it's just going for the damage. Okay. I suppose if a taunt comes down, but the thing is, if a taunt comes down, you can't kill him anyway.
Speaking of taunts.
Yeah, Tyrion's a reasonable taunt, I suppose. And now how does he kill Tyrion?
Yeah, play Tyrion, clear the 1/1s. He's got no charge minions, so even an owl doesn't do enough here. Oh, of course he has Doomguard, but he'd need owl into Doomguard. Wow, he's just going all in here. Oh no, he is clearing. I didn't see the 2 clears there. Doomguard? That's not Doomguard. He needed owl Doomguard to win this game. And Overcast is going to go 3-1 up here. His Paladin finds a victory, and now he's just left with his Druid against the rest of Sword's lineup.
Yeah, again we see Druid as the last deck, the fallback deck. And there is Warrior in there as well, so the Druids can potentially have a really nice time versus Warrior. And so the odds on that one going pretty high.
Yeah, mid-range Druid against Control Warrior. Generally he's going to win that game. It's very hard for them to come back and be able to deal with the amount of board pressure that Druid can pump out. Aggro Shaman should have a good match against the Druid, and the Zulok will as well. But you know, this is Druid we're talking about. As we mentioned before, Druid can kind of find a win from anywhere, so it's going to be still a tough series for Overcast with the bad matchups. But Sword, you know, he still has potential to win.
Yeah, still looking pretty good for him. Yeah, it's going to be rough. Let's be honest, it's going to be pretty hard. Sword's gonna. It's just a Warrior match. That's the problem. Overcast can almost just be okay with just losing the next 2 games and then running into Warrior if that's the case.
And again, nothing out of the usual here. Scenarios, you know, popular pick here. 1 Aspirant, which has kind of been quite common. 1 or 0. They've never really played 2 in these lists so far. 1 Shade as well has been fairly common. So, you know, pretty standard Druid list as far as this tournament is concerned.
Yep, and we'll see if that's it. We've not really seen Scenarios do too much yet, have we?
He had a decent double innovate Scenarios. But it was dealt with in the end.
Yeah,
so,
it's just kind of worrying that, like, I think that's the issue with Scenarios at the moment, in this type of Druid deck at least, is that you normally are in a winning position by turn 9 or 10. Scenarios is normally a bit too late to actually make an impact. So, and to say, oh yeah, well it was good when it was double innovated out is kind of rough.
Yeah, he hasn't done enough here for me to want to start putting Scenarios back in my deck. It hasn't influenced me at all. I think I'll just stick with Dr. Boom.
Okay, so the opening hand looks pretty nice. There's the Scenarios we're talking about. But there's some ramp in there, so we may actually get to see it.
A nice kind of curve going for Sword here. Gets a Peddler into the 1 cost, so he can at least play 2 1-cost minions on free if he needs to. Or he could find a free cost. He still has a lot of stuff going on here. As for Overcast, he does have a Spirant, which is excellent, but it just dies to the Flame Imp. I guess that's the issue that he sees right now. What would you want to do here? Do you coin Wrath? I just know, it just doesn't feel great.
I think you can coin Wrath, because coining Wild Growth does nothing. Coining Aspirant does nothing.
Yeah.
So you may as well coin Wrath, and hope to play Aspirant next turn, and then go from there, I think.
Oh, Mal'Ganis once again. It wasn't enough last time. Oh, another Flame Imp.
Yeah, so these guys clearly like the Void Caller into Mal'Ganis. Seems to happen almost every single game.
So far, yeah, when these guys have been involved with each other. Wild Grove over the Aspirant here. Guess he wants a guaranteed Keep of the Grove on 4. So you can ping off the Flame Imp or the Dark Panther. Of course, it's probably going to ping the Flame Imp away here.
Yeah, I'll be amazed if he doesn't kill the Flame Imp here. It's too good. And this actually still challenges everything that's still on the board, so that's not too bad. Again, the follow-up, he can play Lothar, but he just feels like the Druid's just constantly behind here.
Yeah, he may consider Aspirant Hero Power, but it's quite I don't know, you kind of just need to play Lothar, right? I mean, you could play Aspirant Hero Power and Living Roots for 2 1/1s, and they might be able to do something, but... yeah, it's not looking great. But this is an expectation we kind of had. This is a matchup that Warlocks generally wins. So, and this is how they win this game. They just put on kind of a relentless pressure from the early game, which the Druid can't generally handle.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing nice to do here. I think you just have to play Lothar and hope it's enough. But then we can see that another Lothar's going to be played on the Zoo Warlock side. So again, just always being behind is going to make this matchup really difficult for the Druid, which is probably why Sword decided to lock it in first against against this Druid to try and just get a win under the belt.
Although if he plays Lothar, he can play Imp Gambos instead, and then he can just run. Oh, he can Abusive, so he can play Imp Gambos Abusive, and guarantee Amalgamous down.
Yeah, this is now better with the Abusive.
That Abusive was a great draw there for Sword. Let me get the Mal'Ganis out once again, but no BGH this time. Oh wow, and even the Voidwalker can trade efficiently, and this is a powerful board on Sword's side. It's going to be very tough for him to deal with it.
Yeah, and there's nothing there that really helps. Force of Nature can reduce the damage coming, but he just needs to draw into BGH or he's in some major trouble.
So Force of Nature, there's 4. It's so tough. He can't even He can't even do a preemptive Force of Nature where he clears a free one, puts 2 into Mal'Ganis, and then Living Roots it next to him because it's not enough. There's just nothing to do that's good at all. I mean, Hero Power the free one away, play an Aspirant Wild Growth to get his Scenarios next turn, but that's it. It's not the best line of play he can have. It is the best line of play he can have actually with those cards he has in hand.
Yeah, still definitely rough though.
Alright. So now Lothar comes in, locking out any spells that will be able to save him. Just goes straight for face here. Puts him down to 4 health, and this is going to be a very quick game for Sword here. And Overcast just concedes, not drawing anything that can save him. And Sword makes it 3-2 now, so get that good matchup out of the way. I can imagine the aggro Shaman's going to come next from Sword, and then he can tackle the Control Warrior mid-range Hunter matchup at the end of the series.
Yeah, you just want to, at this point, I mean, in the long run, it doesn't really matter, but I guess these guys want to take the game as close as possible. Personally, I would like to save time if I was playing and just secure the worst matchup first, and just try and do that. But maybe they have some, maybe they want the go-to ranking points, right?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to lose, you want to lose in style, right? So... but, Sword still has an opportunity to win, even though it's a bad matchup. It's not unwinnable for Warrior. He can still kind of win it if the Druid draws bad or he gets a good early game going, gets some good weapons. But overall, as far as paper goes, on paper, Druid does dominate that matchup. But
yeah, it's not as rough as, say, like Warrior versus Freeze Mage, which is really difficult. But this Shaman matchup's going to be pretty strong for him as well. Again, unless the Shaman actually whiffs the draw, then... the Druid should just fall behind too quickly. Oh, and there's Sir Finley. Obviously going to give him Hunter Hero Power.
Yep, definitely.
He's weighing up keeping the Lightning Bolt for the Aspirant, actually, which is nice.
Did he keep the Lightning Bolt? That's what he's considering. I guess he's considering the Aspirant. It's an efficient way to deal with it. No, he decides to just throw it, by the looks of it.
Gets one back anyway, so who cares? But now he can do the Finley Coin Lepanone, which is probably one of the best starts, actually. Maybe Finley Coin Trog might be a little bit better. He's gonna do. He might not even coin the Lepanome now. He might save the coin.
Ah, there's steady shot.
There's
Insta
the old Hunter hero power.
Oh dear. Oh, that's a withdraw right there. He can clear Finley off the board here with the hero power, but he kind of just resets the board and gives the Shaman initiative. And the Lepanome actually is not too bad because unless Sword draws another minion that doesn't have 1 health, it's going to be just get cleared up by hero power in the following turn as well. So yeah, it's not too bad, I suppose.
Yep, this should be okay. You just have to trade, right?
I don't see a reason why you wouldn't. If you had
The one-
Savage Roar...
the-
it'd
Yeah,
be
the
different.
1/1s are nice, but the problem is like you're not playing for like aggro druid, so you need to outlast the shaman pretty hard.
He just leaves it alone. I guess because he's got hero power coming up next turn. Oh, that's actually a lot better than the Lepanome. And yeah, I like him not coining it Lepanome here, just because hero power is currently being used by the druid. Wait till he actually has stuff to play, where he makes things awkward. And Tempo BGH, that's good as well, knowing that these shamans don't really pack anything too deadly at the late game. Coin Feral Wolves seems pretty fantastic here.
Yeah, that's good, and you could just kill the 1/1 with the Finley and then go face with the 3/4.
What's Sword thinking about here? Because even though he gets 2 mana crystals locked in, he just gets hero power next turn, or he gets Lightning Bolt Rockbiter or Lightning Bolt Lepanome. So he has a lot of options for just having 2 mana next turn. Oh, Shredder seems like the play, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's just not much else to do, is there? Let's be honest. You just drop Shredder, kill one of the 2/3s, and then just Shredder can test the 2/3 as well as another minion on board. So.
Oh, these Totem Golems are starting to put a lot of pressure on this druid. Such a nice body for a 2-drop, especially against a druid who relies on kind of damage removal rather than hard removal.
Yeah, this kind of sucks. There's...
So yeah, Raffin the Feral to run the Shredder into one of the Totem Golems, and then you can just hero power the 1/1. That's actually not a bad response to fighting for this board, but yeah, that seems fine.
It's as good as he was going to get. Only getting a 1/2 though, that's pretty horrible.
So now he can maybe hero power Lepanome Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, he's got no crystals locked, has he? So Lava Shock, although would clear up the 1/2 nicely, it doesn't really feel too great.
I wouldn't Rockbiter. Rockbiter is generally more important than the Lightning Bolts, just because of Doomhammer. And that has been a considerable amount of pressure being put on Overcast here.
Yep, and this is what happens a lot of the time. Obviously, the Druid hasn't drawn very well at all this game, but the Shaman just puts on so much early pressure, and now suddenly all the burst from hand is the scary part, so definitely a little bit rough.
Well, a Shaman does have the potential to burst you down from 14 with the right cards. It's quite scary sometimes. Silencing it, yep, that's a pretty good play from him there, just making sure he doesn't get any more unnecessary damage dealt to him.
So, I mean, how afraid are you here? I mean, do you just play the Elemental and Hero Power?
No, I like Lava Burst to face, Hero Power, hit him, and then just force him to play super defensively as he has been. I
think like you can't do much this turn, whereas this gets a good body on the board. Still difficult for him to clear up because he can only kill one of these minions with what he's got in hand, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't want to be trading at this point. Just go face. Yeah, this is fine. Play Druid, hero power, go face. Take him down to 9. And then he has Lava Burst, Lava Shock, Rock Biter next turn. As well, the buffs go into the Unbound if it sticks around. We're probably going to see a heal, I think. Oh, Force Nature. Okay. Force Nature here to clear boy. He has 10 health. 5. So that's it, right? It's a win for the Shaman right there.
Yep.
Lava Burst, Lava Shock, Rock Biter will do it.
Matchup went as we imagined. The Shaman just being too fast and too much burst. And again, this is how good Finley is. Those hero powers, crazy.
They add up.
Yeah.
They definitely add up.
I'm just drawing the Lava Shot there. Not that it was needed, but...
And the game goes 3-3, so Overcast kind of had a dominating start, but 2 quick games from aggressive decks, and Sword is back in this, and this match point, one of these players is going home, and one of these players will go on to fight Robin in the next part of the tournament.
Yeah, really tough game, and now we've got Druid versus Warrior, though. This is the hard one.
Yeah, this is the nervous matchup for Sword here. Probably... get him a little bit shaken because this Druid, well, any Druid really, of the mid-range variations, will just destroy this deck given the chance. And here is a look at the Warrior. And it's looking pretty standard. No double brawl. We've seen double brawl this week. But there's also the Taunt Monkey, the Fierce Monkey as well. That's kind of a 3-4 body.
Yep, the Fierce Monkey's going to be nice just as an extra sort of layer, maybe a stop against the combo. But and good on turn 3 actually, kind of is awkward for the Druid to deal with. But other than that, yeah, pretty standard. The Revenge probably won't make too much of an impact. Nothing more than a Whirlwind would make anyway. But yeah, just going to be a rough matchup. The Warrior definitely wants the Fire War Axe to deal with the Aspirant at the beginning, and then to go into Deathbite as the weapons are important to deal with some of these bigger minions. Let's see how the openings go.
Last game, guys. Let's see who's going to be going through to the next part of the bracket and who's going to go home empty-handed. Warrior versus Druid. Overcast has the edge on paper, but maybe Sword can find a win here and go on to face Robin. Alright, not too bad for the Warrior side of things. You know, he's got a weapon, a 2-drop, a 3-drop. He's got a curve going on.
And he's got a monkey.
And that makes the monkey's
which is all that matters, let's be honest. So, but that Scenarios is slow. Druid has just joined to some ramp, which is nice, but even double swipe isn't that great versus Warrior.
No, not a great pickup there. He just needs the bodies, he needs the minions. No Aspirant. Fire War Axe would have been picked up ready for him. Oh, he does get the Shade, and he does get the Druid Claw next turn, so he does have stuff going on, but Deathbite is going to be a big influence on the direction of this game. Double Fiery War Axe, ouch.
Yeah, Fire Axe is really only good like in the first probably 4 turns of the game. Later on, it's just sort of extra random damage and maybe proccing and execute. But other than that, it's a little bit rough.
So you can actually swipe the monkey here and clear out the Armor Smith, but then he just runs into Deathbite or Fiery War Axe. Or he just plays a Druid as the Claw. What would you prefer?
I think Druid of the Claw and Taunt is okay. You're always worried about an execute, that's the issue. Maybe swipe just to clear. It's a tough one. I just think you want the body on the board over the swipe. Because the swipe can still be okay a bit later on. And if there's an execute there, there is, and there's one gone, and that's how you've got to kind of deal with this.
So you're going to try and get the Shade to reveal itself here with the Acolyte of Pain. Not going for a Deathbite first or setting up for any card draw. This Acolyte is bait. Just bait for the Druid. Try and get that Shade to show himself.
Yeah, I kind of like Love Epi. Another swipe on the Acolyte wouldn't be terrible, but it's not like you're playing against Patron. Like, the Acolyte, yes, you don't want any deck really drawing cards, but it's nowhere near as important in Control Warrior as it is versus the Patron deck.
Druid the Claw is protected against... Well, now he's protected against Deathbite with that trade. He protects his Shade from weapons, but he also protects his Druid Claw. And now he has all his weapons in his hand. So he needs to start swinging with these axes if he wants to get stuff done.
Yeah, and this is definitely rough already. The Druid's looking really strong now. With no executes, that's the problem. No executes to get rid of these big minions. And
Dr. Boom.
I just like Lotheb armor up. Or even Lotheb aspirant, if he wants to.
Yeah.
If you play Dr. Boom and then Brawl happens, you're in trouble.
Yep, he seems like he agrees here. Lock out the Brawl. And now you can push for a little bit of damage here. Unless he clears the Armor Smith, I don't see the point of this in this moment. Oh, 4 to face. Ouch. The thing is, he's gonna... this actually doesn't line up too badly. So he can Cruel Task his Armor Smith, run the weapon in, and then the Armor Smith can clear out the Shade. But it still leaves the Lotheb up, and with no execute, it's gonna look pretty tough.
Yeah, there's nothing fun, and that's the power of Lotheb on a board like this. It's really rough to actually try and get anything done. He does kill the Shade off. Lotheb's still up. The Aspirant's probably gonna get weapon down into the hero power, as you said. So, oh, okay, he's doing that. So he's not going for the War Axe hero power. He's going for the Death Spike. Okay.
All you have to do is just keep...
Are we going to see Cenarius?
Why not? If he's going to brawl, I'd rather lose Cenarius than... Actually, no, I'd rather lose Dr. Boom, I guess, because Cenarius can get BGH'd. Just generally a good body. It looks like he's...
Oh, does he just win with Swipe?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah. We just didn't even count. How bad are we?
So wow, it looks like Sword suffers at the hands of it's a bad matchup. Mid-range Druid's going to take this, and Overcast, looking very relieved of himself, is going through into the further onto the bracket with Sword. Unfortunately, his tournament life is over.
Yeah, oh, the friendly sort of smile and laugh there. So the